It's better to really do a 3 minutes of a really focused activity than spend 15 minutes with frustration. So if you can even break it down and give them like, oh, we're going to only do this for 5 minutes, but we're going to really focus. We're going to turn on the timer and we're going to do it as best as we can for 3 to 5 minutes. That might be way better for you than spending like 15 to 30 minutes that you are frustrated and your child is also frustrated. Welcome back to step 6 of creating an at-home program series. We've been learning how to build consistency, and now it's time to take it one step further, which is tailoring the program to fit your child's unique needs. Every child is different. They have different interests, different energy level, and learning styles. What works for one child might not work for another, and that's perfectly okay. The beauty of an at-home program is that it can be adapted to meet your child's exact needs where they're at. When we talk about tailoring, we're really talking about connection right now. It's about understanding how your child learns best and shaping exercises so they feel successful, not stressed. For best results, it's better that you talk to a specialist who can fully assess your child and learn more about their learning styles. It doesn't mean that they can't work on the areas they are weak at and need help and only work on what they're strong at. But this really means that we can put together a treatment plan that's most effective for them and meeting them where they're at. Here's how you can personalize your child's home program. One is for you is just break down the instruction. Big tasks can be very overwhelming, and some kids might have a hard time with auditory processing, visual processing. Therefore, breaking each exercises in smaller, manageable steps can be very helpful. For example, if you're working on, let's say, a crawling pattern, right and left side discrimination, work on ATNR, STNR, whichever reflex pattern that you're trying to focus on first on getting the rhythm right before adding complexity. That means you start breaking down, let's say, instead of giving the auditory instruction, you are giving them a visual instruction, start with some kind of rhythm. This can be easier for kids because some kind of rhythm, such as like a metronome. Inside our RITP app, for instance, we have a metronome built in there for you that you can use. Using something like a metronome that is consistent can be really easier for kids to process because they don't have to process the language piece of it when you're giving them instruction. So first, you can work on rhythm. You can offer clear clues. You can do visual, verbal, or tactile, depending on what helps your child best. Try to do one thing at a time instead of trying to help them with multiple sensory input at once. To better understand your child, talk to the specialist who's working closely with your child. Second can be shortening and simplifying. Some children really thrive in short bursts. Keep exercise very brief, positive, and engaging. It's better to really do a 3 minutes of a really focused activity than spend 15 minutes with frustration. So if you can even break it down and give them like, oh, we're going to only do this for 5 minutes, but we're going to really focus. We're going to turn on the timer and we're going to do it as best as we can for 3 to 5 minutes. That might be way better for you than spending like 15 to 30 minutes that you are frustrated and your child is also frustrated. Third is make it playful. Of course, this is reflex integration through play, so we specialize in play. So you want to make it definitely playful. Use games, songs, imagination. Be as creative as you can so that you can connect. You can help your child feel at ease. Turn movement into challenge. Can you crawl like a bear to the couch can be one. You can make it an obstacle course. Or you can say, let's see how long you can balance like a flamingo. When kids have fun, they are more likely to participate and repeat the activity. And also remember that they're part of the play and have them create the game. They actually will help you more to be more playful if you let yourself be in the game and allow them to lead. As long as they're doing the specific pattern, movement pattern that you want them to do, let them be as creative as they can with it. 4 is celebrate all the wins, all the small wins. I know that even as therapists, when we see a lot of needs, we want to work on it. And even as a parent, the more you learn, the more you see, and you might feel overwhelmed and want to tackle the biggest goals. But remember to create small wins and to celebrate all these small wins along the way. Every time your child completes a task or improves even slightly, celebrated, that's really a positive feedback, and it helps you, motivates you, and also motivates the child. That positive feedback strengthens motivation and confidence. So make sure that you're aware of all the small wins, and also celebrate the win that you are doing this home program with your child. It's not easy. Not everybody can do it. And the fact that you're setting the time to work on these home programs with your child, that on itself is success and a win. 5 is adapt based on response, meaning if your child seems frustrated, tired, or disengaged, pause and reassess. Try to figure out what is happening instead of pushing all the time. Maybe they need a break, a simpler variation, or a new environment. Adaptation is part of progress. So be flexible with the exercises that you're doing and notice what's happening. Sometimes the child may be just getting tired or just getting sick. Sometimes something else is happening. So talk to them, adapt the exercises. If they want it to be more challenging, if the exercise seems boring, then you can also adapt it by making it more challenging, going to the next level. Tailoring your approach really ensures that therapy doesn't feel forced or this is the treatment that you're doing at home. Instead, it becomes really like a partnership. You're doing it together, you're connecting, you're playing, and you're growing. So just some key takeaways from this session would be to remember that every child's program should reflect their unique level and personality and needs if possible. And to also remember to get advice and support from your child specialist. And another one is making sure that to break activities into small steps and making sure that you're celebrating progress. Use play, creativity to keep exercises fun and engaging, and adapt based on your child response and being flexible. Show flexibility by being flexible yourself. If you're flexible and you adapt, and your child also will be learning that from you. So sometimes we might focus only on the activities, on the exercises we're doing, but they are learning everything that you're doing. They're learning how you handle frustration, how you handle change. So all those things that while you're working with your child also will be able to imitate and duplicate what you're doing. Flexibility is key for you and for your child. So if you need help inside the RITP for parents, you'll find all the tools that you need to customize these exercises. We have more than 100 plus exercises, videos, and programs for you to follow. We also have a built-in metronome that you can start now using in order to give kids rhythm and auditory input if they need it, so that you can rely more on the rhythm instead of even giving verbal cues. We can talk more about how to use the metronome inside the app in the later episodes, but for now, just use what we have inside the program and let us know what you think. If you have any questions, make sure to reach out for us. In our final episode, we will talk about step 7, tracking progress and communication. This is where you'll learn how to monitor growth, share updates with your therapist, and celebrate your child's achievements. You're doing amazing. Every moment you spend engaging with your child with intention is shaping their development. Keep tailoring, keep connecting, and happy integration.